Well, good morning internets, here we are. Have a little bit of a topic style vlog today. If my experience with this apartment can be of any value to anybody, I am going to share what I've learned. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, haven't quite moved out yet. The movers are still a few days away. However, I've got something I'd like to share. Well, in the hurry to find a place, in the want to not be homeless, I didn't choose the first apartment that come along by far. I chose a complex in the town that is managed by another rather large company. One that had good reviews online, one that people online were saying were nice. And I chose the building that I thought was a good building based on past experiences, past reviews. However, there were questions right off the bat that made me kind of go, One of the biggest things was the location of my parking stall. If I were to park the vehicle in my parking stall, I'd be virtually in the middle of the driveway. And we all know how people drive. They take up the full driveway and they come, full tilt in the parking lot at night. They slam right into your truck and they take off. I glossed over that, just parked on the street for the last 2 years. It wasn't really a problem. Didn't really plug the truck in or nothing over the 40 below winters because, well, just never did because I didn't have a stall to do it in. And, you enter the building and it's acceptable. Meaning, there are marks and scuffs from previous people moving out. But that's to be expected, right? The first time it rains, you get a very wonderful wet wood or carpet kind of smell. If y'all have lived in a wet basement or wet house, you'll know what I mean. And you definitely get that in this building from the ground floor when it rains. So I'm sure glad I am on the second floor, where the water can't really get you unless it's coming in your windows, which, makes wonderful wet carpet smell and a mold on your drywall. One of the second things I noticed that made me kind of go, was the towel bar being off by about ½ an inch. Now that's minor by far. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. The master bedroom door didn't close because of the settling of the building, and the soft spot in the floor was so out of whack that it made the bed sit crooked by probably a good 1.5 inches. So I had to move the bed on the opposite side of the wall. And then over the last 2 years, other things have happened, like the dishwasher, just a few months in, quit working. The windows they said they were gonna fix, they didn't fix. They didn't even prevent the leaks. They still leaked. The tub surround has come unglued from the wall. The countertop has started to delaminate even more than it already was during walk-in. I'm a little concerned that they're gonna try to stick me with some of these repairs. Try to blame it on me when really it's just been me that's been here. And I know darn well that I didn't rip the surround off the wall, or I didn't spill enough water by far on the countertop to cause the delamination, especially when it was already delaminating at time of move-in. I was so grateful to have a place to live versus where I was heading, that some of the things that were wrong with this place at time of walkthrough I just glossed on over because, well, didn't want to nitpick it so far. They told me that they were going to rip the carpet out and put linoleum in before I moved in. However, because of the rush that I was in to get an apartment, they didn't have time to do it. Even though they allowed me to move in like 10 days earlier than the end of the month, they had plenty of time to lay new linoleum, but they chose not to. So I'm hoping they don't stick me for, carpet shampooing and other things for the carpet, because they're just going to rip it out anyway. They had done a quickie carpet cleaning from the traveling carpet cleaner. However, there was still drywall dust once the carpet dried, so that carpet cleaner didn't even do half the job they were supposed to or getting paid to do. If I could pass any advice on to you guys when y'all are doing move-ins with apartments, you don't need to be super critical, but have your eyes open, looking for blemishes and damage, looking for potential issues for the 1-year lease that you're in this place or in the apartment for. Just because it looks nice and it's an older building, it's going to have some problems. There's going to have some substandard repairs, or going to have some blemishes that you as a former homeowner could take care of yourself, but in a rental you're not allowed to, or at least here you're not allowed to make unauthorized repairs, which you understand why. So there are things you can change and things you can't change, but to roll over and accept things that could be changed by them but yet they refuse to is not productive to your life or you paying full price on the rent. I didn't want to be critical. I didn't want to be nitpicky when I moved in, because I know it's an old building. I know it's probably had 20 people renting this suite in the time the building's been around. I know there's been parties. I know there's been rough tenants in here punching holes in the drywall, punching holes in the doors, ripping things off. I can tell by the way the walls are patched, by the way the doors are patched, how many times that towel bar has been bubble gummed and patched and glued back on the wall, and now it has fallen off again just from the weight of the towel, not from me using it as a handrail, because I use something else as a handrail, so I'm not anywhere around the towel bar. At my house I had made a ledger board, or a mounting board below it, that mounted right into the studs, and then the towel bar mounted into that. But it seems that everybody mounts them either into the drywall with the crappy anchors, and then when those cheap anchors pull out, they just put bigger anchors or bigger screws. And then they have issues like this where over time there's so many substandard repairs that it won't even hold the weight of a towel without it falling off the wall. With this apartment, other than the extreme plus 40 Celsius heat and the ambient temperature of about plus 27, 28, there isn't really one thing. It's a combination of everything. If the electrical was up to code enough where it could have ran an air conditioner, a guy could have made do with some of these other things, especially if the maintenance company would have addressed them and fixed the dishwasher, fixed the tub surround. You can understand this rotten spot in the floor, because they're going to have to rip up the carpet and relay new subfloor or whatever they got to do down there before you end up visiting your downstairs neighbor at 2 in the morning going for your morning pee in the bathroom kind of a thing. But there's not much can be done now that there's a tenant in the suite. So it'll be interesting to know what they do with this suite here when I'm done. Are they going to just gloss over it, re-glue the surround, pretend the dishwasher works, and rent it to the next person? Or are they gonna either fully renovate or partially renovate? Nothing is worse than a landlord or a rental company that refuses to acknowledge that their buildings have problems, refuse to acknowledge that they need maintenance or repairs. They just continue to collect the rent and pretend nothing is happening. At least if you rent from a company that knows there's problems and knows that they are doing their best to try to fix things, then you know that they know that you know that they know. Where around here, I have no idea if the request was lost. What would have been there 16 months ago in the shuffle. And then recently here with the new requests and the whole COVID thing, if they're not doing repairs, then say they're not doing repairs. Call me. You know, you're not going to get a virus from a phone call. Slip a note under the door, you know, carve it in the hood of the truck. Whatever you want to do, just let me know. Then that way I know to glue my own tub surround down, so I can at least enjoy a shower without worrying about causing more damage to the building than what the windows have already caused. So if you see problems in your lease, your apartment on the day you're moving, chances are there's more. Don't put 100% faith in your landlord or maintenance company to do the right thing, because in the end they're going to protect their own interests, and if you don't pay your rent they just evict you and go on to somebody else. Because really, when you're dealing with a large company, you never even know. The request might not even have made it out of Calgary. It might have stayed there on someone else's desk and they got fired and the paperwork got shredded, and the next guy moves in to his big old office and has no idea what was going on or what was happening in terms of maintenance requests or where said maintenance are done on the buildings. You know, don't be complacent. Don't put your faith in others. Kind of manage your life, you know, because it's your life to live, not theirs. They are not the ones that have to live with substandard electrical or poor non-working dishwasher or leaking windows or mold in the corners or anything like that. They have no idea the condition of their suites per se. They have a bit of an idea, but not fully. It's up to us as tenants to bring it to their attention, you know, and if you want to escalate it further, take photos, shoot videos, record phone calls, log evidence if you want to say, and then submit it to the rental board. Because sometimes that's the only way some of these landlords are going to learn, is if they end up with enough strikes against them where they get investigated or facing fines. Unfortunately, those that are quiet quite often pay for the system, where those that are loud and noisy get the free stuff, the grease, the good life. But it is what it is, guys, and around we go. Like I said, a few more days till the movers show up, and then I'll be in my new place. Just a matter of doing the final walkthrough with these people, and then this place will be nothing but a distant memory. Gonna end her all here, and as always, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.